is episode 42. I feel like this probably won't take as long, because unless we go off, like, tangent or something, we'll probably be fine. But,
Yeah. I've got a package I gotta go get out of the mailbox.
It's kind of adorable how kids can remember something that was important to them. Yeah, I guess, yeah. For a second, I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, like that time I saw Jerry turn super evil and try to destroy the world. But yeah, like, crap is going down, and the kids are, like, trying to get in contact with Jamaki and stuff, and I believe the exact phrase is something like, let the adults handle this, or something.
Henry's dad calls him and tells him not to get involved and let them deal with this problem.
Yeah, like, leave it to the grown-ups, they know what they're doing.
And so they've mobilized the military.
Yeah. And this is an interesting section, because it's like, oh, the military are, like, taking precautions, and they're, like, actually trying to fight this thing. Because it's like, we never really see, like, actual, like, governments getting involved with, like, the, like, Myosmon Fog incident or whatever.
Yeah. Although it's implied that if they did try to interfere, he'd probably put them to sleep as soon as they entered the area.
Yeah. So this is the first time, because you're seeing, like, oh, they've got, like, effing, like, like, mortars set up, and they're wearing, like, gas masks and, like, suits and stuff. Because they're, like, afraid of getting infected or whatever, which is, like, probably a pretty reasonable fear, all things considered. Because this is, like, just a straight-up alien threat right now.
Yeah, but, like, there's also the deal where they already know that Digimon are a threat, so they probably see this thing happening, and they're like, okay, this has got to go.
Yeah, like, immediately, because I mean, look at it, it's like, it's taken over the city. This is, like, an act of war. And it's like, there's another really interesting connection here, too. No pun intended for what I'm about to talk about. Because, like, you see them, like, hauling a big camera around to try and, like, like, examine the D-Reaper as they approach it. And you see it's got, like, a cable attached for, like, I assume, like, a direct feed sort of connection. So it's like the camera can send the images back in, like, real time, basically. It's like, I don't think we really see what happens, but something takes the camera out and, like, takes a guy out with it. And they try to follow the cable, and it leads them to, like, where the D-Reaper is creating its own Digimon, and they all also have that same type of cable attaching them to the blob.
Yeah, it's less that they're Digimon and more that they're, like, Digimon-shaped appendages.
Yeah, so let me just, like, bring up an edge real quick, but it's like, it's super weird, because it's like, to me that implies that, like, these things are like, that it's like the D-Reaper saw them using that camera, and he was like, oh, you can, like, send things out with a connection? I will replicate that now in my own way. Because it's like, there's a real, like, intentional seeming, like, thing here where it's like, the D-Reaper is actively observing human activity and trying to, like, learn from it. Like, it doesn't quite understand what it's seeing, but it's, like, trying to replicate these thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, also, as for why the weird appendages look like they could be Digimon, is he's probably using data that he already has. And it's like, I can make these look like weird creatures.
Yeah, that does make sense. I was just gonna assume that it's like, oh, it comes from the digital world, so, like, this is how it knows how to fight, right? Like, it doesn't know what, like, a gun or a tank is. It just knows about, like, Birdramon and, like, Phoenixmon and stuff.
Yeah. It's like, these things can fly, they can get around easy.
Yeah, so when it's like, when it chooses to fight without just spraying its goo all over the place, this is how it chooses to do it.
Yeah. Right now, it's not even fighting; it's observing.
Yeah. Which is, I'm just now
Also,
noticing the big eyes on the bottom of the wings, and that's
yeah,
probably what that's for.
yeah. Uh, so unrelated to this, there's a scene. So I was talking about how cold, like Rio's dad or whoever he is seems to be.
Yeah.
But there is a scene where he's like in the car with him, and he's clearly been worried about him.
Yeah, Rio's dad seems pretty anti-Digimon.
Yeah, he calls Monodramon evil.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty anti-Digimon to me.
And it's kind of funny because like we know Cyberdramon is like this unhinged like battle maniac, and then when it turns into Monodramon, it's like every other rookie, and it's like this nice little dinosaur Digimon thing.
Yeah, he doesn't understand. You know, he's just like, oh, what's this button doing? He's like hitting things on the dashboard, and the dad's like, no, cut it out, you friggin' you monster.
Stop it! And who knows? Like I don't know. Maybe Monodramon did something in the game that Rio's is from, and that's like maybe it's calling back to that or something. Because like I don't know. I get it. He's like he doesn't like Digimon because of how they like their influence on the real world. But like it's with his son and he trusts it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe something happened in the game that it's like uh, paying homage to or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Point is, Rio's dad hates Digimon.
and Monodramon's pretty cute.
Also, yeah, that. Maodramon's a good boy. But yeah, so everyone kind of is like getting their stuff together, and they're like, okay, well, like, we have to fix this. Because, I mean, look at it.
Oh my god.
What?
It's just like of all the creepy smiles, there's another one from Jerry that happens, and it's just like, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I'll get a screenshot of it. I don't. Maybe you have it because it's
I,
so.
I don't think I do, but there's a lot of them.
This one's special. This one's yeah. Here it is. Here it is in Discord.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, I had that up for a bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll switch back over to it so that, like...
that one, like, I actually did laugh when that one popped up because it's like, jeez.
Jeez, Jerry. But yeah, I guess it's like, we do cut back a bit, and we see that it's like, yo, like Jerry's little brother's just running around chasing Calamon, and he's just like, had a good time, just falls down a little bit, yo. Like his brother just hurts his leg or whatever, and their mom comes out, and she's like, hey, you know, it's okay, you know, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt. You know, she's like, it's good. Yeah, I think she says it doesn't hurt, is what she says specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
It,
Jerry pins him to the ground and repeats the same thing, except she's got a creepy demon voice.
yeah. Because it's like the D Reaper's controlling her body, and it's like, it's seeing human behavior, and it's trying to replicate it, but doesn't understand context.
Yeah.
Like, all it knows is like, oh, you're keeping this child from moving and repeating these lines for some reason. So it tries to repeat the behavior to see if it can, like, mimic the results.
Yeah. Also, it's supposed to be like an emotionless thing that doesn't understand things. Why is it making her smile like a weirdo all the time?
Like, all I can assume is that, like, the D Reaper just sees people smiling and thinks that that's, like, how they're supposed to be.
You know what? That's a pretty good explanation.
Because it's like, oh, people make this mouth movement, and that seems to mean that they're okay. I will also make the mouth movement. It does it in a really weird robotic way.
Yeah, that's a pretty good explanation. It's just copying emotions, but doesn't know how to, like, it doesn't have context or, like, how to make it look natural or anything, so it's just.
Yeah. It's copying the results without understanding the context or reasoning behind it.
Yeah, so it's just doing it wrong, basically.
Yeah, which is like, honestly super realistic feeling and also creepy as fuck. Because it's like, oh, like, we've seen a good deal of, like, people making attempted AI right now. There is nothing more uncanny than, like, robot trying to seem, like, happy or whatever, but it's really bad at it.
Yeah, because it's just doing what it's programmed.
Yeah. Trying to, like, replicate things people have said, but doesn't understand why you say it. So it's just soullessly, like, mimicking, like, life, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just such a fascinating concept to me right now. And I feel like we're gonna get a lot more of this as we go on.
Yeah, so I think we were bringing it up and talking about like this Digimon series is actually like one of the darker ones, and the dark tone here's about the time when it hits.
Yeah, because, like, I'd say the dark tone was, like, starting up when, like, Beelzemon killed Leomon, because that's just
Yeah,
such a
but
big moment. But really hits in when you're like, oh, it's not just that he killed Leomon. He killed Leomon, and people are, like, clearly not recovering from that.
yeah, Jerry isn't all smiles the next episode, and like
Yeah, this isn't something where it's like getting over in like a few episodes. This lingers and it like sticks with them and it like
yeah,
actually like, impacts the characters and like hurts them.
yeah, Jerry's possessed by an unfeeling program.
Yeah. Cause like I think it's important to note that it's like she's not just possessed by the D Reaper. She seems to be possessed specifically because she chose to like seal away her emotions and give it control. Cause she was just so depressed and like, out of it that she's like, I don't want to feel this anymore. You can just take over. And
Yeah,
it's like, jeez. But yeah, like, crap is going down. We see a brief bit where it's like, I don't want to mention this. A thing like, Rika's mom gets her, like, a shirt with a filled heart on it. Because, like, Rika's shirt has always had that, like, broken blue heart. And her mom's like, hey, you know what? It's something that's actually fitting to your style, but, like, I think this'll work for you now. And,
yeah,
Rika accepts it.
yeah, it's a really nice moment where it seems like her mom kind of gets her a little better, and like
Yeah.
they kind of come to a little bit of a happy compromise between their styles.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's
It's
like, it's the
it's not.
definition of like both of them kind of like meeting each other halfway, right?
So she gets Rika a shirt with a heart on it instead of like the broken heart thing, which
Yeah.
is yeah.
It's
And
also
then
symbolic of her development.
yeah, and then she pulls open her jacket and she's wearing the same shirt.
Yeah.
Hers is a different color, but yeah, it's same shirt pretty much.
But yeah, so that's a cool little touch. And
Yeah.
like, meanwhile, Takano is like, oh, we have to slip through this military brigade, but we can't use force because people already hate Digimon. So he's like, oh,
Which
right.
So I think if he approached with Guillemon, like in a non-threatening way, like because they probably have some connection to. Oh, that's stupid. Why would they have connection to Hypnos? Never mind.
Yeah, like, maybe they have, like, some, like, out there, like, branches. They're like, like, oh, we know that Hypnos exists and did it, and maybe they could, like, get in contact, but, like, these are, like, guys on the ground. Like, I'd believe that they'd just see a Digimon start shooting.
Yeah, it's possible.
They'd be like,
Um,
hey, kid, get away from that dangerous monster. And if Takao refused, then they'd try to, like, like, approach in a direction where they could, like, get a sniper in or something. Like, try to, like,
uh,
take Gilmon out. Not Takano specifically, but yeah, try
yeah,
to, like, take out the monster without hurting the kid.
yeah. Uh, Also, there's unrelated, but it's like a little scene. Like all the kids are having their moments with their parents or whatever. Takato calls his, and they're like, "You go to your aunt and uncle's. You don't go anywhere else." And he's like, "No, I gotta go." And then he hangs up the phone on them. There's a scene back at Henry's place where Susie is trying to teach Lotmon to not speak, and like for us, it's like old timey English. So I
Yeah,
guess
she's
like
trying to like get rid of Lotmon's dialect.
yeah, pretty much. And Lotmon hates it. Lotmon's just like, let me speak how I want.
Yeah. And she's like, no, you say it like this, not, you don't say thou.
Don't say thou and hast and whatever.
That's weird. But yeah, like
Henry's martial arts teacher gives him some words of advice about yin and yang and like whatever. I don't even.
yeah, he's like, oh yeah, like even the Phoenix Sovereign was like, just following his own morality, and it's
Yeah.
like, it's not like they're evil, they just have different ideals and like goals. Which
Yeah.
is very like fitting of a lesson for this arc, where we have to fight a thing that has no ideas, goals, or motives except complete annihilation, and it is basically the embodiment of like true neutral evil.
Yeah. And then Henry has a scene with his mom where she's like, "I don't want you to go," and like, "What? Tell me what you're going to do specifically. What is your plan?" And Henry's like, "I don't really have one."
Yeah, there's no plan for this. This is a bit outside of like everyone's like expertise.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say she lets him go, but she doesn't try to stop him when he does, but she's like really torn up about it.
Yeah. There's nothing in the guidebook that tells you how to deal with like a 50-foot massive blob of antimatter.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
a
she's
bit
like,
beyond us.
yeah. But she's like, "You remind me of your father. He's a stubborn and like you're just like him or whatever," and then he leaves.
Yeah.
And then there's this like this horror anime scene where it's like, "Hey, where's your sister?" This woman talking to the little boy, Jerry's younger brother, and it's like he's like, "Oh, she went that way," and like points to a dead end, and then she walks over and looks down this creepy darkened hallway.
Yeah, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, and it's like you could swear something's gonna happen. She just turns on the light and no one's there.
Oh man. So yeah, Jerry's just gone somewhere. She probably phased through a wall.
Could
Holy
be.
crap.
Uh, that's around the time the camera scene happens, and then the kids get together. There's a little scene in the tunnel they're using to get to the front lines, basically,
Yeah.
and like Takato's like looking at Rika's shirt. And it's like there's this little thing where she's like, "Whatever, just say it suits me or whatever." He's like, "Can I?"
Yeah, she's like, yeah, say it's like not the type of thing I'd usually wear.
Yeah, it's just a little.
Yeah, I want to
scene.
make it clear that she's embarrassed about like the heart shape on her shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they get to the front line to see the D Reapers, like weird appendages being shot at by the military.
Yeah, because they like go through the water treatment tunnel that they're like using before.
Yeah, to hide Guillemon.
And yeah, the D Reaper's just using its weird Digimon appendages to like take out helicopters. Oh. So yeah, like any thoughts on like these episodes or whatever?
Uh, not really.
We're getting
we're
into some really interesting, good, like crazy bullcrap right now.
Yeah, we're in the home stretch. There's only like 10 or more, like a little over 10 episodes, I think.
Oh, really? Man, maybe we should, like, do the finale as, like, a 4-parter or something. Like, do, like, 4 episodes in one or whatever.
3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think we have enough to do 3 repeatedly until we're done.
Let me make sure. What do we end on? Because it's like...
43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. And 51's the last episode.
Okay, so yeah, we're home stretch, and also, yeah. Also, I'm just seeing a tile that says Dukemon the Crimson Knight, save those you love. Wait, what? There's just a tile that says the city's destruction, Kulamon's wish. That makes it sound like Calamon wants to destroy the city. Oh, man. Yeah, well, Lair Triceramon, we're pretty much done anyways.
Yeah. I think the episode for me is called The City Attacked by the D-Reaper, The Tamer's Determination.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's the next episode. Wait, no, that's this episode, yeah.
Which one is the Calamon thing?
It's like, I think it's like 49? Yeah, 49.
Oh yeah, it's the city's destruction, Kulumon's wish. Oh, that's funny.
Man, if you're just reading this, like, the title names of the episodes, would that be, like, very misleading? I imagine it would. It's like, does Calamon turn evil?
Both of those statements are separated by punctuation, so maybe not, because it's like 2 different thoughts.
I know the episode titles just spoil what happened to Leomon very directly.
Yeah, I don't know, it's goofy.
Oh, man. I think, yeah, I probably shouldn't be reading through these tiles or whatever, but it's fine.
Whatever.
So, yeah, like, I feel like the last episode on this was the one where it got the most interesting, because it's like, holy crap, we're really setting some stuff up here. But yeah. I guess that's all for now. I guess I'll see you guys later then.
Yeah, later.
Later.